Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the Scene Time Show here in the studio with Captain Barry. Well, firstly, an apology for leaving you all last week, but I will get to that at the conclusion of this episode today. Well, today on the show, on episode 45, what am I holding up, viewers? And it is the barbecue cookbook, Sensational Barbecues. Now, if you're a barbecue lover, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there, well, we have a treat for you, and we might even laid out a couple of recipes on the show for you this morning. So rather than having a recap of last week's show and pressing the play button and the repeat button, let's get straight into it. Well, barbecues, they are fun. And also, we're going to talk about barbecue safety as well and what barbecue to choose and to buy as well. And to open the barbecue episode and the spring episode, the first of them, it's a very good morning to Gus. Welcome to episode 45. This morning.
Thank you, Mr. Barry. Great to be here. Excited to kick off the new season, spring 2023. Here we are.
Well, to open the show, let's read out a couple of recipes for you guys now. And I think we will start off with the no effort extra. And let's start off with the hot breads first. Okay, the first of them is garlic bread. Now, you cut a French loaf into thick diagonal slices 3/4 of the way through. Combine 125 grams of softened butter, 2 to 3 crushed garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped parsley, and pepper to taste in a small bowl. Beat until smooth. Spread mixture between each slice of bread. Wrap bread in foil and place on baking tray. Bake at 180 degrees, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 4, for 10 to 15 minutes until butter has melted and bread is hot. Alternatively, place bread on hot barbecue grill or fire plate. And here's Gus to tell you about the recipe I just read out.
Yeah, I mean, look, garlic bread is one of my favorite simple meals. It's, all it is really is bread, garlic, butter, and a little bit of, chives or something. But somehow you put it together and it's absolutely magical. So I definitely want to try that one out.
So I'll get Gus now to hold up the garlic bread recipe for you.
Just don't mind me for a second, Barry. I'll just cover you up. Look at that.
And look at that.
Incredible.
And the next one we're going to read out for you is bacon and cheese bread. Now, combine about 1/2 a cup of grated cheddar cheese and 1 tablespoon of finely, I'll get Gus to read out this recipe.
Sure thing. Combine 1/2 cup of grated cheddar cheese, 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, and 1 finely sliced spring onion. 2 finely chopped bacon rashers and pepper to taste in a small bowl. Cross the top of a Vienna loaf at 2 centimeter intervals, cut diagonal slits 1 centimeter deep in one direction. Make slits in the opposite direction, crossing over the first cuts, forming a diamond pattern. Place bread on a foil-lined baking tray. Sprinkle cheese and bacon mixture over the top, and then bake loaf in a preheated 180-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes, or until the cheese is melted and bacon is crisp. Cut into slice with a sharp serrated knife and serve hot with butter.
And the last recipe on this is the 2 more recipes from this: tomato and olive bread, and the last one is the pesto rolls. So here's Gus to read you out the final 2 recipes on this page.
Alright, so the tomato and olive bread. Cut a French breadstick into 2 centimeter thick slices using a sharp serrated knife. Spread each slice with a small amount of green or black olive paste. Thinly slice 2 tomatoes. Place 1 or 2 slices of tomato on each slice of bread. Top with thinly sliced mozzarella or bocconcini. Sprinkle with pepper and 2 to 3 tablespoons of finely shredded basil leaves. Place on foil-lined baking tray. Bake in a preheated oven for 10 to 15 minutes or until cheese is melted and bread has heated through, and serve warm. And then the final one is pesto rolls. Combine 40 grams of toasted pine nuts, 2 to 3 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, 1 to 2 peeled garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 50 grams of chopped butter, 3 to 4 teaspoons of lemon juice, 50 grams of fresh basil leaves, salt and pepper to taste in a food processor bowl. Process 20 to 30 seconds or until smooth. Add a little bit more butter or oil if the pesto is starting to dry out. Cut 6 small dinner rolls in half vertically. Spread each half with a mixture. Toast the rolls under a preheated grill for 5-10 minutes or until heated through. Serve with shavings of Parmesan cheese. Alternatively, place rolled halves together, wrap in foil, and place on a hot barbecue grill or flat plate, turning occasionally. And I'll just show you one more time all of those incredible looking breads. Wow.
They are incredible. Now, let's turn over. We'll just pause that. I'll just pause that. Or cut one other shot with this. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the potatoes. Now, have a look at these dressed up spuds. Now, don't they look appetizing?
Have a look at those.
They are absolutely great.
Wow.
Now, we're going to read a couple, give you a cup, read you, get it right, Barry. We're going to read you a couple of recipes now. Now, herb sour cream, okay, and chicken and cheese, and the ham and pineapple, and Mexican is what we're going to read you, and the ham and pineapple. So let's start off with the ham and pineapple. First up.
Heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a pan and add 1 ham steak cut in small cubes. Cook for 2 minutes, stir in 2 to 3 drained chopped pineapple rings and 2 finely sliced onion rings. Cook over a medium heat for 2 minutes or until heated through. Mix a small amount of garlic paste into potato flesh and then top with ham mixture. Serve hot. Yeah.
Now, alternatively with the potatoes, guys, rather than bake them, you can prick them, okay, and then you can wrap them up in some paper toweling and microwave them, and then you can spoon your filling in. But if you want to turn on your oven, please heat it at rush temperature. Wash your potatoes first. Remove any dirt that may be on the potato to make sure, guys, your potatoes are in good condition for cooking. Here's Gus now.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, potatoes are one of the best foods out there because they can be used for a number of different things. They can be cooked in a number of different ways, and they're a great source of carbs and energy and that sort of thing. But yeah, it is important that when you're cooking and when you're preparing all your food that you do it properly, you keep it clean, and you make sure you cook it.
And if the potatoes are green and yucky, guys, bin them, because the last thing you need or you don't want, guys, is salmonella and food poisoning. Now, we've spoken about this on many times on the show, okay, because the last place you don't want to be is the ED department, because they are busy right now. So getting back to this, the potatoes now, the next one is Mexican.
All right. Heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 20 grams of butter in a medium pan. Add 1 finely chopped onion, 2 teaspoons of dried mixed herbs, 1 crushed garlic clove, 1 teaspoon each of ground cumin and coriander. Cook all of that for 2 minutes or until the onion is soft, and then add in 200 grams of lean minced ground beef, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and then cook that for 2 to 3 minutes.
Now, before we go on, you have to be really careful with mince, guys, okay? When you go to your supermarket or your butcher, ask the staff, is it meat and date? Or look at the packaging or the wrapping on the package before you take it home, because if the meat's off, guys, or out of date, please do not buy it. Here's Gus now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's sometimes, we're all human. Sometimes you make errors. Sometimes maybe the shop staff don't realise that their stuff's out of date. So it is always important to check and double check, before you buy it, before you cook it, because you don't want to be eating any off food, but especially off meat. It's not good.
So back to the Mexican recipe we go now.
All right, stir in 1 chopped tomato and canned red kidney beans, 60 mils of bottled tomato pasta sauce, and then season with salt and pepper and chili powder. Simmer all of that for 5 to 10 minutes to reduce the liquid, and then spoon over the hot potato, topping with cheddar cheese, mashed avocado, sour cream, and corn chips. Yummy.
Now, let's go to the chicken and cheese one now.
All right. Mix a small amount of garlic butter into potato flesh. Top each potato with grated cheddar cheese, shredded barbecue chicken, coleslaw, salt and pepper. Spoon over a dollop of sour cream and sprinkle with sweet paprika. Serve hot.
Now, again, the same with the chicken, guys. If you're buying a barbecue chicken, always make sure that it is in date before you buy it, because you sometimes have gone to a chicken shop where the chicken has been sitting out in the food warmer for a number of hours. So chicken, guys, that is a real killer, because it may have bacteria on it, and if you eat it, you will be sick in a number of hours and in places that are unpleasant. So really be careful, guys. And Gus and I cannot say enough how important it is to be really careful of food, okay? So we're going to talk about what to do with the leftover food after we've talked about the next recipe.
All right, the final one is herbed sour cream. Combine 250 mils of sour cream, 1 tablespoon each of chopped chives, oregano, and parsley. 2 teaspoons of chopped mint, salt and pepper to taste. Add 1 crushed garlic clove, if desired. Mix well and then spoon over your hot potato.
So if you're gonna bake potatoes, guys, like I just said a minute ago, pick your potatoes. Now, I don't usually use the word prick, but when I say prick, it means prick the potatoes so it can allow for the air to escape. So what you do, guys, if you're gonna bake them, wash your potatoes first, okay, and place in foil on a greased oven tray, lined with baking paper, of course, okay, and then bake in the oven for an hour, and always keep an eye on the time, and make sure that your oven is at the right temperature. Here's Gus.
Yeah, that's it. It's a great idea to wrap them in some foil. Maybe if you want, you can put a little bit of butter in the foil and some tasty things. But yeah, wrap them up either way and then get them in the oven. But yes, they can take a long time, up to an hour sometimes. And so you got to make sure that you preheat your oven. You make sure the oven's hot enough when they're in there, and then and then when you take them out. Before you put them in, as Barrett said, give them a little stab to help them not explode, and then when you take them out, just make sure you double check and see if they need any more time.
And don't open the door to see how things are going. Wait until the time is up, and if you have a timer, set that. But if you don't, use your phone to set the time. And now it's time to talk about barbecue safety. Well, when it comes to barbecues, guys, always know which barbecue you want to purchase. Now, if you're going to buy a new barbecue, guys, always look up on catalogs on your computer to find out where to get good barbecues for summer. And if you're having a barbecue, always purchase a good barbecue that will last you a long time. Here's Gus.
Yeah, that's right. Barbecues, they're a great tool, but you don't want to be spending, too much money on a barbecue that's going to die on you straight away. So yeah, make sure you do your research. You look up the best ones. You look up how to care for them, and then go for it.
And go to your local barbecue store like Bunnings or Barbecue Galore. Have a chat to the staff. Discuss what is the best barbecue to buy and the good gas bottles too. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's right. You know, sometimes we can think that we know everything, but at the end of the day, the people in the barbecue store, it's their job to know about barbecues and to help you. So make sure you take the time to do your research, but also take the time to talk to the experts, talk to the people in the store, and get their opinions.
And also, if you don't have enough room in your car to get the barbecue home, okay, ask the store to deliver your barbecue to you. Give them your exact address and your mobile number or email address to work out a suitable time to have your barbecue delivered. Say like if you're going to be home between the hours of 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., okay, confirm with the store on when you're going to be home. Here's gas.
Exactly. You know, that's not everyone has the luxury of having a big ute or a big truck, and so once again, yeah, the stores like Bunnings and Barbecues Galore and those big stores like that, they have great services set up where they can deliver your stuff. They can organize people to take it to you. But yeah, just make sure that you let them know when you're available, when you're home, and when someone will be there to pick it up.
And also, always make sure that you ask the store if there is a surcharge. Because there may be a delivery fee as well. So always ask the store if there is a surcharge, like it could be a $20 surcharge for delivery, and make sure that you ask for a receipt. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sorry, Barry. Sometimes stores do have cheeky little surcharges and things that if you don't ask, they can just charge you. So make sure, as I said, you know, these companies, they have great services, but also they are businesses that are making money. So you're going to make sure that you double check and see, is it necessary? Is this something that I'm willing to pay? And then, as Barry said, if it is, you decide it's something that you want to do, make sure you get a receipt, you get make it official, and so you can't get in trouble.
And also, once you get your barbecue home, okay, make sure you read the instructions fully on how to put the barbecue together. Make sure you've got all the right nuts and bolts and washers, okay? Don't try to assemble the thing yourself, okay? Because if it's a big barbecue, guys, always get someone to help you set the barbecue up. Know where the dials are. Know how to start the barbecue and turn it off. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it can be a bit of fun sometimes to be unpacking a box and trying to put together, you know, your new toy. But at the end of the day, this is a barbecue, and it's important that you're safe. You'll be working with gas and working with fire, and so you want to make sure that it's set up properly and it's done safely and it works, because you've just spent lots of money on a new barbecue. You want to make sure that it actually works.
Because you don't want to turn on your barbecue and then go bzzz, like you go to turn on the gas and then it goes bzzz. and then all of a sudden it goes bang! Because there have been fatal accidents with faulty barbecues. So always check the warranty on the barbecue as well. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As you know, as we said, there's lots of great things out there, but you got to double check before you buy, and warranty is another great one to check on. Make sure that check if your barbecue has a warranty and what the terms and conditions are, and keep a note if that warranty is only 3 years. Got to make sure that you keep track of that, and if something breaks within those 3 years, go back and get it fixed or get it replaced or whatever, because that's what warranties are for.
And the important thing about barbecues, guys, is safety, because like I just said, if you've got a faulty, crappy barbecue, guys, okay, and you go to turn it on, and it goes bzzz, bzzz, and it suddenly goes bang, that's it. If you bought a cheap, crappy barbecue, then it's a waste of money, guys, so please be really mindful about buying crappy, faulty barbecues, because like I just said, there have been really serious accidents with barbecues, okay? People have died. People have been in the hospital. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As we said before, you're working with pressurized gas, and you're working with fire, and if things go wrong, they can go really, really wrong. So you got to be really careful. You got to be sensible around barbecues, if anything does go wrong, then you make sure that you're there to help. If it's your friend that gets hurt, or if it's you, that you've got someone else around you to help. If needs be, you go to hospital, because it can be really serious.
And like with our barbecue here, and gosh, what do you always do when you use our barbecue here at Cash?
You got to make sure that when you are barbecuing, that you're always watching it, because you don't want to burn the sausages, you don't want to burn the burgers. You got to make sure that you turn on the gas, you turn off the gas when you're done, and then when you're done, you clean it up.
And how to clean a barbecue? Always have barbecue cleaner, like a scraper or something, to clear up all the black stuff from when you last used it, okay? Because that is very important. Very, very, very important. Never cook your food on a dirty barbecue, because again, it could lead to salmonella and very, very nasty illnesses. Here's gas.
Yeah, that's right. Barbecues are great, and they're lots of fun and a great way to cook, but they can also get really dirty. There's lots of fat. There's lots of leftover food. Sometimes there's lots of things left on the barbecue. So it's really important, especially if it's a shared barbecue like here at Kaz. You want to make sure you clean with it. You clean it after you use it, because then the next person who comes and uses it, they don't want to have to clean up your mess. But if you do, you get to a barbecue and it is dirty. Maybe you forgot to clean it last time. It's your own barbecue. Whichever way, before you cook on it, you've got to make sure that you clean, make sure you give it a good clean, so that you don't contaminate any of your food.
And always make sure your food is cooked well all the way through, especially with chicken, because if the chicken's not cooked all the way through and you go to wait it, guys, it can make you quite sick. here's gas.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the great thing about a barbecue is that you're working with fire, you're working with that sort of smoky flavor. But sometimes the downside of a barbecue is that if it's working with that fire, if it is too hot, then what can end up happening, especially with chicken, is that you cook the outside, you cook the skin, and you cook the outer layer of the chicken really fast, and sometimes it looks like you burnt it, and so then you take it off, but the inside of the chicken's not cooked yet. So you've got to make sure when you're cooking all things, chicken or beef or pork or lamb, whatever it is, that you don't cook it too quickly, because then you're only going to cook half of it. And you got to double check. If you're cooking sausages and you think they're done, just cut one open and you check on the inside, and then that tells you it's always better to check than to risk it.
Because if you eat raw meat, guys, you will feel pretty sick in the stomach. Here's gas.
Yeah, I've done it. I can't lie. I've thought that I'd finished the sausages, thought they were done, and I take them off and I start eating, and you get your first bite in, you realize, oh, this is not cooked yet, and I can tell you it's not fun. You don't feel very great after that, and depending on how much you eat, you don't feel very great for a couple of days. So
well, you don't feel great afterwards. You start to feel sick within 12 to 48 hours.
yeah.
And we will pause that because I need a break.
All right.
Welcome back. This is Barry and Gus here. Now we're going to move on. Now I'd like to talk about a very special thing that happened last week, but also very scary. But before I get on to that, barbecue again. Now, don't get frustrated when putting the barbecue together. Read the manufacturer's instructions properly. Okay? That is very important. Here's got to take up the rest of the story with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, barbecues, they're very complex machines. There's lots of parts, lots of pieces. And so, yeah, if you just try and put it together without looking at any instructions, then you're going to be in trouble. So make sure that, you either read the instructions or you do it with, with the member from the center or someone who has experience. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then you're gonna really struggle to put it together.
And you're gonna stop the whole thing up. So take your time putting it together. Okay? Even get the kids involved too.
Yeah.
And that is a good way to spend a Saturday. And Gus, how did the barbecue go?
On Saturday, yeah, it went really well. We had a great time at the markets, and I came at about 11 o'clock and I took over the barbecue duties, and had a good time. Cooked some sausages and sold a few, and sold some cans, and we just had a great day out of the markets.
So, to close off the show, we're going to talk about how to organize a market, and not how to organize a market. But first, I have a thank you message to give on the show. After the conclusion of episode 44 last week, I had a medical episode which was not very good. Now, the team sprung into action very quickly, and they got me the help that I needed. And Gus, unfortunately, you weren't here for that, so I can't thank you. But guys, it was a very scary moment for me, and you know, it really was a touch and go. Okay, now the paramedics were very good to me and they helped me a lot. Okay, the paramedics from Wright Station came along and they took me up to Hornsby. So, to the team that helped me last week, thank you so much. Thank you to the manager. Thank you to the people supporting me during that scary time. And Gus, I don't know about you, but choking is a very serious matter.
Yeah, definitely. It's not something that I've ever experienced, thankfully, but I've seen people choking only for brief times, and it's scary when suddenly you can't breathe. You know, the thing that you do all the time with such ease, without thinking about, suddenly you can't do, and you know, it doesn't take long for that to be a real issue. So yeah, it's scary.
So thank you to the team here that helped me out last week. So thank you for helping me out. Now, the closing segment and the last segment. Well, to finish off today's show in episode 45, talking about organizing a market the right way and the wrong way. Okay, don't just organize a market without discussing with your site manager. Here's Gus to open the final segment with that.
That's exactly right. If you're wanting to do a market like we did on site, then you got to make sure that you ask your site manager, because you can't just go organising things and running things without getting the tick of approval from those in charge. It's very important, also very helpful, because you want their help and you want their input, and you can't do that by yourself, definitely.
So there are ways of organising a market, like having appropriate places to set up, making sure that the weather's good for the market as well, okay? Making sure you've got the till ready, like your money thing, and also be careful about charging people the right way. Don't rip them off, okay? Because you don't want to say that's $50 when really it could be $20. So don't rip people off, guys, if you're selling goods. Here's Gus.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Markets are supposed to be a fun time to be outside and to be in the community, to be with your friends, and perhaps raise a little money for whatever you're raising. But it's not a chance to play on the public's good interest and to rip them off. You don't want to do that. You want to, it's about forming connections with the community and making friends, and just enjoying the chance to just sell a few things. We sold some books and some old clothes and some plants. It's little things like that you don't want to be ripping people off, because that's not right.
And also send out a flyer on when the markets will be held, guys. The time and date, the start time and finish time, and things like that, okay? And give an RSVP as well, because sometimes over the weekend people have other things on. So always organize things properly, make sure that there is access for for the wheelchairs, make sure that they are accessible bathrooms for people that are visiting the event that you are hosting. Here's Gus.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we over the past sort of couple of weeks we started to do a bit of that. We're putting some flyers out. I helped letterbox drop a few of the streets around the area and let them know. We put up some posters on on some of the telephone poles and things around the place. We get the word out. We let people know when it is and what's going on. And then you got to make sure that your facilities can cater for everyone, and that everyone's welcome and everyone can get in. It's all accessible, so it's all very important.
So we're just about out of time here on the show. Just to finish off, we've spoken, given you some mouth-watering recipes this morning. We've spoken about the barbecue tips and safety, but we will talk more about barbecues as the spring rolls on. Okay, and you may have noticed again this morning the sun was up. Okay, this is telling us that daylight saving is on its way. A couple of weeks it will be here, and we've got a fair way to go with the spring series. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be talking about pool safety and beach safety and barbecue safety again, and more barbecue recipes, healthy eating, and things like that, and also planning that all important family getaway, servicing your vehicle. We've got a good spring series coming up. Here's Gus to tell you what's coming up.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Barry. As the days get longer, as the sun gets warmer, we start to think of all those exciting things that we get to do. So I can't wait to hear what else we got to talk about, what else we got to discuss. There's lots of things to be wary of course, as the sun gets warmer and we're spending more time outside. That comes with a few dangers. So it's good to talk about that.
Talking about what sun cream to buy as well, what drinks to have, driving safely around Sydney. I'm planning on when to leave and when you're coming home, getting someone to look after your pets, and looking after your mail. So we've got a lot to cover in the spring series. This is the first week of it. Welcome along to you. Monday, the 4th of September, guys. Thank you for joining us today. And the closing message I'd like to put out there, as usual, 000. Please do not be a fool with that number and put someone else's life at risk. Okay, we had to call it last Monday, or one of the mail staff did. So here's Gus to close episode 45 with that all-important message now.
That's exactly right, Barry. We say this every week, but we can never say it enough. 000 is, it's not a joke. It's not something to muck around with, and it's super important. There are people out there who are in trouble, who need your help, who need 000's help, and
like I did last week.
Exactly, just like Barry. So we can't go mucking around with that, because if someone had been, then maybe Barry wouldn't have been able to get through. So it's just we say this every week, but it's super important.
We know it's a tiring message, but if we don't put it out there, someone's gonna be stupid with that number, and with school holidays not too far off, the end of term 3, the spike of prank triple O calls, okay, don't say you're getting married or you're having a toothache, okay, don't tell the triple O operators something that is not true. And I'm gonna put it out there, viewers and parents, the triple O operators are only there to deal with emergencies. Now, you may think that triple O operators are vastly busy than you might give. So if you haven't got an emergency, guys, and you can drive a car, or if you can't drive to the medical center or the local hospital, call 13CAPS, have silver service, WAP caps, silver service, or get an Uber or public transport. But guys, for goodness sake, use your common sense, really think, is your urgency an emergency before you dial 000. Here is Gus now.
Exactly, that's it. There's always something that can be done. Also, you always got to check if there's something that can be done before you call 000. It's a last minute resort. It's very important, and if you do need it, please use it, but don't waste that.
Because 000 operators can send the police to wherever you call 000 to your location, and you could be in trouble for misusing that number, because like I just said, okay, I can't drive to the hospital. That's why we, the staff here, have to call 000 for us, because the staff are not allowed to use CPA vehicles as ambulances. Here's Gus to take us out.
Yeah, that's
with
right.
That message.
We some people can drive, some people can hop in a vehicle, but lots of people can't. So you just got to be wary of that and make sure that you're always thinking about other people and thinking about how your actions are going to affect someone else.
So don't be a fool with 000, guys, okay? And with school holidays, parents out there, teach your kids about the right way about using 000 and the wrong way, and the consequences that can go with doing the wrong thing with 000. And that's where Gus and I would like to leave you today with that important message. So don't bring 000 just to say that you burnt your sausages, your cake won't rise properly in the oven, you've got a toothache or headache, you've got ingrown toenail. There are lots of alternatives you can have in place other than ringing 000. So, on that note, guys, it is time for Gus and I to go and enjoy the rest of our Monday, and we will catch up with you on episode 46. And for those not feeling very well, we hope to see you the next time around. Get better. And for those that had COVID, stay home, get tested, have DVDs ready, your favorite books, your favorite radio station, your favorite YouTube, you name it, and get a friend to deliver your food to your door, and have Glen 20 around your home as well. So from me, myself, Barry, Fair and Gus, thanks for your company this Monday, the 4th of September, and this is the first week of our spring series. 2023 has just gone, isn't it incredible? So here's Gus for his farewell now.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for, chatting about all these important things. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode.
So until then, from myself, Barry there now, and Gus, we wish you a very happy Monday and enjoy whatever it is that you plan to do. So I'm off to get some vitamin D and a cuppa now and prepare for the next section of today. So until then, as Tony Bobby used to say, keep smiling and bye for now. Bye-bye. Thank you for your company today on episode 45. And episode 45 concluding at 11:15 or nearly 10 to 11. And bye-bye for now, everyone. Bye-bye.